Hey, what's going on, y'all? Good morning. Welcome back to another video. My name is Henri, and this is Destinations Unknown 75. So let's get into this video, y'all. So yesterday, I was out and about when I brought y'all that video, so I was trying something out a little different, especially being that my schedule is going to be kind of all over the place right now. So I figured I'd try something out a little different, made a little longer video. So that was kind of cool. But anyways, I'm doing this video back at my original location, which is at my crib. I'm in my room right now. Been up for a few hours. And I had some things on my mind. So some things that I did not tell y'all yesterday. A bunch of good news actually, but there was an opportunity that was presented to me about a week to 2 weeks ago from somebody while at my old job when I was leaving, and I was basically it was a very simple job, very simple. It was presented to me in a way that, hey, what would you think about making an extra this and this amount a month just sitting on your butt doing nothing? I was like, that'd be good. I was asked if I have a driver's license. I was like, yeah. So it's an easy job, working 4 hours a day, and no more than 4 hours a day. But you're, doing some simple work, and I'm just like, I told him I'd think about it at that time because I guess it didn't, I had some other stuff going on, and I wasn't trying to do two jobs. And from what that sounded like, that would have been like an extra, like side hustle type thing. So I would still be at Whataburger, and that wasn't something that I wanted to do. So at that time, I wasn't giving it much thought. I told him I'd think about it and tell him the next day because it would seem like it was pretty simple, but I didn't really think about it. Like I said, and I was actually looking and focusing on these other jobs I had been applying for, and then all hell broke loose, as y'all know. So as I was thinking about some things and I was talking to my auntie yesterday, it came to my mind. I was like, oh snap, I forgot. Oh boy, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to come into work early tomorrow, or to Whataburger early tomorrow, because he comes in every morning and in the morning and gets breakfast. So although sometimes he does not come in the mornings, at any rate, I'm just gonna go ahead and chance it. I try to see if I can get some help from a colleague of mine at the job, but they wanted to act like they weren't. Anyways, I know how that stuff is, so I wasn't able to go that route. I do have one more option, and it's a coworker of mine who normally works overnights. Now, he doesn't normally have multiple days off in a row, so he didn't work yesterday overnight, so he should work tonight overnight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically I'm gonna basically do this way, because I don't want to waste a trip to come up there on my bike and he's not there and I don't have his number, but a coworker of mine does have his number. Or even better, he will see him. I'm gonna do like I did today, but not contact my supervisor, but contact my colleague who has his number. I'm gonna be like, look, pass this number to so-and-so, like that, to call, pass my number to so-and-so to call me. So I'm gonna do that. And unless something just completely changed, which things happen, I get it. It's been like 2 weeks, I believe, but I'm gonna still change. I gotta still go for mine. So if the offer is still on the table, y'all, I got something. Now, yeah. So So yeah, so I'm gonna give y'all an update on that tomorrow when I hopefully as long as I see this guy tomorrow, two things are gonna happen. Okay, let's say for instance, the guy ain't working overnight. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is I will I'll call. I'm gonna I'll call up there, and I hate to, man, I hate to have to do this, but I'm gonna call up there, or I'm gonna text somebody up there in advance and let them know if this guy is in there, to let them know I'm gonna come up there. I'm coming up there, um, and I'll be there at a certain time. So and I'll have them, like, text me or something like that, you know, if they do see this person. So I have a few ways of making this work for tomorrow. And then I also have an errand to run that's kind of in that vicinity anyway. So I was trying to kill two birds with one stone type of thing, but I got that thing. But then I also, from one of the many jobs I have been applying for, I got one response back, y'all. Now, this was from a car washing job that I applied for, but I applied for a few of them actually. And so I don't remember which is which, and then the message was not very clear to me. And it's basically needing me to respond by a certain day about it was weird. It was not written in the right wording. Very confusing, to be honest. And so I try to make out it best I could. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll respond immediately, because I think you need to respond by the 21st is what it said. So by tomorrow. But it turns out once you click on that, accept thing, then it brings you to this page where it has this already set schedule, which is the 21st. And I'm just like, okay, well, what the heck? This is kind of stupid. So that's on a Saturday, and I have my Shabbat, and so that's not gonna work. I was assuming by how it was put together and trying to be worded that it was going to bring me to a page where I was going to choose a date for an interview. It wasn't that way initially. And so once it gave you an option that's not going to work and you can choose another date and time. And they suck with that. So the soonest date was Monday, but then they only give you like 3 small time frames, and it's like early in the morning, like 6, 7, and 8 or something like that, 8 to 9. Now, I had one of these last year, and it was crazy because I forgot what happened. You pick one of the time slots that they give you on, I guess, the Indeed site or whatever, but those aren't the right time, because I picked this one place I was going to go interview for, and it was like at 9 o'clock. Well, the guy texts me back, and he's like, we don't even open up until 11. So, and I'm just like, oh, okay, well, that's what they have Indeed. So those times are not the best to go off of. So I don't know. I picked the latest time for the interview, I believe. So we'll see. I have not gotten a response back yet. This came around like 7 last night, I believe. So we'll see. Like I said, all of these jobs, guys, are good paying jobs, meaning they're better paying than what I'm making now. So I think there was maybe a couple that I threw in there just for the hell of it that were like 13. But still, that's still better than what I'm getting paid now, and I can deal with that. So, and these are all jobs for the most part, as far as what the descriptions gave, that I understood, with the exception of a few of the warehouse jobs they weren't very, let me put it this way. I'm not gonna crap on those jobs, because I actually didn't read the full description at that time, and I normally don't because for the most part, they're, I will read the more specifics later is what I do. I'm just trying to get these things out, boom, 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 and then, after I fill them out, that I will go in there and read and stuff like that. But anyway, so I got that one, and so I'm just waiting to hear or see if they got a response back. And if so, then that's going to be great. So I got something going on for Monday, if that's the case. I applied for many more jobs this morning already. And let's see what else. So besides that, I did get paid, and I actually got paid the right amount that I should have gotten paid based off of like the days I worked. Just calculate all of what I need for my bill that I have on Sunday that I was telling y'all about. Well, I got it. So I am actually good, and I actually somehow did better than I expected with my savings. And so I thought maybe I was gonna have to do some extra work to get the money and stuff like that. I didn't want to have to borrow anything from anybody, and that's a good thing. So as of right now, today, I actually have more money than I need for my rent. So I am good on that. So that's an awesome thing. And then I have some little side hustles that I do in the meantime. So I'll be doing that in addition to my other job searching and stuff like that. So that's going to help me for next month and stuff like that, to take care of that. So I got things in motion now, y'all. So I'm good. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why I was trying to tell y'all. Being positive, thinking positive, and just being confident. Because it doesn't matter. Don't be a part of a don't allow yourself to be categorized, y'all. Be an individual and really focus and appreciate being individual, because that's what matters most, and that should matter most to you. Don't try to worry about fitting in or going with the flow. Like, nah, man, like, do you. There are lanes you can be in that are just, you have your own lane. You can be in everybody else's lane, or you can be in your own lane. I tried being in everybody else's lane, and it seemed to have worked until it stopped, and then the cycle just continued to happen. But then when I got into my own lane, it was a little rough, bumpy, but it was my own lane. I was able to maneuver and all that, as I needed to. And going at my own pace and all that, while everybody else is hustle and bustle and doing this and by the book. Well, my own lane says I can do it this way. And I don't need to do it like that and be struggling and getting stressed out. I can go at my own pace and this and that, be my own person. So that is what I'm trying to do, y'all. That is what I'm going to do. And so I'm showing you guys that, look, if you be positive, if you don't allow other clutter, people's talk, family members, so-called friends, so-called family members, so-called friends, all these people that doubt you, that hate on you on the low, you know what I'm saying? And that's not authentically for you, they're authentically against you. That's just it. There's no middle level. Nah, no gray area. It's just black and white with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, don't try to, fancy it up and minimize it. Nah, it's just what it is. Like, there's going to be people that's going to doubt your way of going about things. That's going to, speak against the way that you do things. Be prepared for that. But if you're confident in what you're doing, your approach, no one else can, no one else can say to you should affect you. If you really want something, prove it. Do less of this and more of the action. That's what I do. I don't care what nobody says. I've always been in my own lane, y'all. I've always been in it. It hasn't been the most, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, it hasn't always been the most politically correct way of going about things, I guess you could say. But it's worked for me, you know. Yeah, I could have probably been in better positions in my life, more stable. Should have had family, married and all that, possibly, you know. But that's how life is, you know. And you can't undo your steps. You go with what you got. And I must say, even though it doesn't look that way maybe to most, and that's fine. I don't need that. I'm not looking for that. I'm comfortable in my own situation. I don't want a lot because I've had that. I've had good stuff. I came from poor, I came from nothing. So I'm familiar with both levels. And I enjoy to have, but to have not, I understand how to navigate through those times. You know what I'm saying? But in any situation that I have, because I've already been at the bottom, so I already know how that is. You know, it's just like we gotta go through this. We gonna make this happen. We gonna get out of this. So let's not, fester and focus on, the negative of this. Let's just look ahead. You know what I'm saying? So make your own lane. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it's easy. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes, it depends. But I enjoy the independence of it, is what I'm saying. I'm doing my own thing. And I'm accepting whatever comes with it or doesn't. That's just that. But I am right here, y'all. I'm in a good position right now. I am keeping I'm keeping an even mind. And I'm being optimistic. Now, I still got a lot of work to do. There's other things that I have to do, and everything like that. So, but my major things are they've kind of been, subsided, because I got some things working and stuff like that. So I'm very pleased with that. I'm pleased with the way I've been, keeping my things financially in order and staying on top of that, because that's key. And I've been doing everything the honest way, been cutting no corners and nothing like that. Don't got to. It's important to save your money. Save money, for those times where you need it. You need it and you didn't know you needed it. So that's kind of what I did, I just, and I have a problem with saving money. It was something that wasn't, it wasn't something taught in my family, saving. That would imply that you have something. And we didn't have nothing growing up, so savings is like a foreign word. It's even a foreign action, to be honest, because it's like, if it wasn't taught to you at no point, yeah, you may have heard it and correlated it with banking, but you don't really understand it, and you couldn't understand it. Even if it was told to you, you couldn't understand it because it wasn't something that was practiced. So it's not simple as it seems, or as it may sound to people, you know. So saving money in my family, or with me growing up, was hard. It was. And even as I got in my adult years, y'all, it was hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, the paychecks was spent before I even cashed them joints. You know, my wants outweighed my what I was making. I didn't understand saving. When I was, and back then I was working 2-week paychecks. So that's rough. You making $500, you spending most, if not all of that, and within hours after you really get it, you still got 14 more days until you get paid. I don't understand how that's supposed to work, and it didn't work, but I managed somehow, because I'm still here to talk about it. Rough stuff, bruh. But yeah, so I'm just glad that, I can be a testament to y'all to some degree. Like, look, y'all saw these videos. Hopefully, if you haven't, go back and check these videos out, man, because these are time stamped and all that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can look. I'm speaking real stuff to y'all. Y'all ain't. This is real stuff. This is real information. You know what I'm saying? Like, no fabrication, nothing made up. None of that. This is just really what coming from me. So I'm trying to show y'all that may have doubts or may not know how to move, how these things work. Like, look, this is how it goes, y'all. If you have very little, this is how you work it. This is how this is able to work for you. You're able to get more success. And it's like fishing. That's a good analogy, because fishing is a wait process. It's like you throwing out that line, waiting. Well, if you have more lines out there, there's more of a chance of something catching. And that's the mindset that I'm in. I'm just gonna flood them. And I've done that before. Just flood them. Flood. I've seen some sources recently, or a source recently, I think to some degree, say that that's not a good idea. I forgot the reasoning why behind that, but it's just something that I do. I think if you have a good resume, I'm gonna give y'all a tip. This is what I do on the resumes. So I have done this a couple of times. If you do this, make sure that you make sure that they know what you need. Now, this is what I did, and I was valid. It was valid that I had to do this over the phone, because I had I couldn't move my knee or something like that. It was in a cast or something. So what I did was I called the Worksource Center, which is right close by where I stay, and I talked with a recruiter there, and I let them know what I needed. So what they did was I had to email them over. I think they already had a copy of my email in the system, so I needed them to update it, and they reworded it and stuff like that, because I explained to them how, like, someone did it before, but they messed stuff up and everything. And so they will do your resume for you over, if you tell them, you can call them over the phone, y'all, and you can have a recruiter fix your resume for you just like that. They will go through, they'll proofread, they will spell check, they will line up, they will do it all for you. That's what you want to do. And you want to do that because having a good resume is a confidence booster. Because if you have a good resume and it's a colorful resume, meaning it has a lot of different, You have a lot of different jobs on there and stuff like that, you know, past some employment history. Like me, I have warehouse, shipping and receiving. Um, I have moving company. I was a mover. Um, I worked manufacturing company. I'm a solderer. I have machine experience. I have repair experience. I have wiring experience. I have electric experience. So I have a colorful resume, y'all. And any employer, and they can see this, and they can see the length that I've been at these jobs. Mind you, I'm almost 50. So I was doing a lot of these jobs 20 something years ago. So, and I get it. Well, that was 20 something years ago. I get it. I'm just saying, I'm giving you guys, you know, because some of this stuff is just stuff I got to touch up on, you know what I mean? Like type stuff. So when I present my resume, I have, and I think you can have a couple of resumes. I have a resume that has a bunch of food stuff, you know what I'm saying? Food service stuff. So there's ways you could talk to them and say, look, I have a lot of this history. Can you form my resumes in the chronological order, of course, based off of, I want to give you these jobs because these are the jobs that I'm looking for. So you want to kind of focus on your strengths. So I have a lot of warehouse work experience. I have specifics in picking, order picking, order pulling, let's see, sorting. See, that's all in that same vicinity. So I'm giving them specifics so they can kind of like do wording focused on that. Because a lot of these jobs in the warehouse that I'm looking for, guys, they actually have, you know, they are specific in that wording. Like, okay, got a sorting position, boom. So, you know, so if I'm in a warehouse, I got all of this, boom, boom, all what I do, I can, when you know, I can apply for all those type of warehouse jobs. In the food industry, being that I have restaurant experience, I've worked in a restaurant, so I have prep, line cook experience. I have grill, flat grill, and open grill experience. Catering. Wow, what else? Fry station, saute station, makeup station. I mean, so I got all of that. So I want them to put all that in there. What that's doing is it's making my resume look more professional. It's more detailed, and it really covers a big range of jobs without having a bunch of pages and stuff like that. Especially being that I have over these plenty of years of history of work experience. Now the more technical side of that was much later, was way later. And I hate that it did not pick up or it didn't continue, but that's why, I mean, when I left Texas in '04, I lived in a place that was basically polar opposite of technology. I was in the mountains of Colorado, so they are not focused on that at all there. So whatever I learned prior to that, I never regained, but I got a small glimpse because I moved back to Colorado in to Texas in '08, and I immediately got right back in, and it was like, oh, you know what? I got this experience, and oh, you know what? Where I was living at, right down the street, walking distance, was a IT job, and I got it like that. It was like a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer. I was in my early 30s, so I was definitely young compared to them at that time. But yeah, so I did get a job, and I was repairing power supplies, and they were actually kind of surprised that I had this experience. But yeah, they were very impressed by my resume because I had the prior experience. And then I moved from that area, and I had to leave that job, and they were pretty sad about that. But so then I moved to Austin, Texas, because at the time I was in Round Rock, so Austin, Texas. Then I got another job, boom, through a temp service, and that's when I started learning how to build computers. But that was based off of the fact that I had already had this experience at this computer company doing repair work, and that I had previous experience at a manufacturing company repairing computers and building motherboards and all of that. So at that time, the early 2000s, I was straight balling. I had some, but I was in those areas. I was living in those areas where that line of work was rampant and was fluent, and I loved it. I loved it. Good money. Oh, I missed it. Anyways, so yeah, so I'm just giving you guys some keys to what's been helping me out and what can help you guys out if you try it. You won't know if anything will work unless you try it, guys. But I'm trying to give you guys positive vibes, positive words and encouragement and stuff like that. When things go wrong in your life or seem like they're going wrong, always look at things in two ways. Not everything is a bad thing. You don't want to be fighting for the wrong thing. You want to fight for the right thing. You want to be, pushing away negativity and things and people that are no good for you. And you want to be welcoming, good opportunities, positive people, real people and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So here I am. I'm bringing this to y'all. My name is Henri. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I had a lot to say. Again, I'm trying to do things a little different, but have some good words of advice, of an encouragement for y'all. And I just pray that it actually, sunk into y'all's brain waves and all that. You know what I'm saying? But if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Comment on the video if y'all have anything that y'all want to say. If y'all have any comments or anything like that, feel free. Subscribe if you guys haven't already subscribed to my channel. Click the notification button, y'all. Every single doggone day now, I'm bringing y'all videos, except for on Saturdays. But every day, y'all got videos coming from me. And so count on that. Spread the word. Let people know about my channel, Destinations Unknown 75. My name is Henri. I appreciate y'all stepping by. Y'all have a blessed day.